Welcome back to Dr. Whee's math tutorial class. Today we'll be learning about dividing by decimal numbers. As you can see here, we have an example where we have 1.2 dividing to 1248. How would we do that? Well, the trick is convert this decimal into a whole number. So how you do that is to shift the decimal to the right, making it a whole number. So make it 1.2 to 12. Now when you do that, you got to make sure whatever you do from outside, you also do to the inside number that you're going to divide into. So we shift the decimal to the right once. That's at a factor of 10. So we need to also do that for the number inside by adding a 0 to that to make it 10 times more than before. Since we are shifting the decimal to the right, we increase this by to 12, and now we're going to make this number also 10 times as big as well. So now we have a whole number. So there's a nice number to work with. Let's do it now. Okay, so how much is 12 divided into 12,480? Well, 12 can go to 12 once. Subtract the difference. 0. Bring down the 4. 12 cannot go into 4. We put a placeholder there. But we bring down the 48. 12 can go to 48 how many times? 4 times. 4 times 12 is 48. Subtract the difference, 0. Bring down the 0. 12 cannot go into 0, so put a placeholder there. So the final answer is 1040. So 1.2 divided to 1248 is 1040. Alright, let's do another example here. Let's try 1.5 divided into 5010. Okay, so here, same method. What we want to do is convert this to whole number. So move the decimal to the right, make it 15. But when we do that, we also have to change the inside number that we want to divide into. So by adding a 0 as a placeholder, because basically we multiply everything by 10, right, to make it a whole number here. Now we have 15 divided to 50,100. Alright, so what's 15 divided to 50,100? Well, 15 can go to 50 how many times? 3 times. 3 times 15 is 45. Subtract the difference is 5. Bring down the 1. So we have 51. Can 15 go to 51? Yes. How many times? 3 times. So 15 times 3 or 3 times 15 is 45. Subtract the difference. We get 6. Bring down the 0. Can 15 go to 60? Yes. How many times? 4 times. Okay, so 4 times 15 is 60. Subtract the difference, that's 0. Bring down the other 0. Now 15 can not go into 0, so that we'll put a 0 as a placeholder there. So 1.5 divided into 5010 is 3,340 is the answer. Cool. Okay, so let's try a couple more questions. Now we have 1.2 divided into 124.8. So notice that previously it's the same number, except now we have a decimal inside this the number we want to divide into. So what do we do now? Well, same thing. Okay, so the most important thing is the number that you're going to divide into, which is 1.2. We're going to make that a whole number again. We're going to shift that decimal to the right. That basically multiply everything by 10. So we do that for here as well. Okay, so multiply this by 10, we'll get 1,248. So now we have a nice number to work with, a whole number. So 12 going to 12, how many times once? 1 times 12 is 12. Subtract difference, 0. Bring down the 4. 12 cannot go into 4, so we'll make a placeholder there. Bring down the 8. 12 can go into 48 how many times? 4 times. So 4 times 12 is 48. Subtract the difference is 0. So the answer is 104. Okay, so 1.2 divided into 124.8 is 104. Alright, last question. Let's try this one. 1.5 divided into 5.010. Okay, we have now a small number inside there. we want to divide into. So again, same concept. What we want to do is convert this a whole number. Okay, multiply everything by 10 basically. So shift the decimal to the right. That's 15. Multiply this also by 10. That's 50.10. Now where we move the decimal also to the right by 1. That's basically multiply everything by 10. That's what happened. The decimal moved to the right. Okay, so now we haven't. So we can now when if we have a decimal inside this number, inside the number we want to divide into, we're gonna put a decimal lining up to there as well. Okay, on top. So 15 going to 50 how many times? 3 times. 3 times 15 is 45. Subtract the difference. That gives you 5. Bring down the 1. 15 going to 51 how many times? 3 times again. 3 times 15 is 45. Subtract the difference. That gives you 6. Bring down the 0. Okay, now notice there's a decimal there. Okay, which aligns with this decimal here. 15 go to 60 how many times? 4 times. 4 times 15 is 60. Subtract the difference. 0. So the answer is 3.34. So 1.5 divided into 5.010 is 3.34. Awesome! Now we know how to divide by decimal numbers. Yes. Next time we're going to talk about fractions.